honestly very excited to talk about this because it pertains to my team, the Washington football team. And a little bit of history was made, fellas, and I'm interested to get everybody's opinion on this. So if you haven't heard, the Washington football team has hired Jason Wright to be the president of the football operate or the business side of the operations. This is historic for two reasons. One, he is the youngest person to ever hold such a position. And two, he is the first African American to hold such a position, which is huge. Now, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of background on Jason Wright, just because I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, they hired a black guy. Is he qualified, right? That question always comes up. Well, Mr. Wright has an MBA with honors from the University of Chicago Booth School of Business. He worked for McKinsey and Company, which is a global strategy and consulting company, global. So is my man qualified to run a football team? He's probably overly qualified, to be honest. And a lot of people I've been reading, apparently Roger Goodell has been wanting him to be in the NFL front offices, and Snyder had been having some backdoor talks and got him to come to the Washington front office. So a lot of people are saying that this is a bigger hire because Goodell has been pushing NFL teams to get more minorities in the front office. I think they redid the Rooney Rule not too long ago. T, I think you actually spoke on that on the blog site. But yeah, man, I think this is a great hire. I don't think it's a token hire in any sense. I think it makes a lot of sense, and I'm very excited to see what he does. So, fellas, man, I got to hear your thoughts on this. I'm gonna start with T.
I'm a little bit more cynical because it's the Redskins. I've been around long enough to know that almost everything the Redskins touch just crumbles. And
the Redskins are dead, so I don't even know that team.
You're right.
This is the Washington football team now.
Look at that. They touched me, and I can't even say the name anymore. All right. So the Washington Football Club or football team or whatever they are. But I feel like they're trying to do this whole total rebrand. I hate the timing of it. I hate that a pandemic had to happen for this to happen. I hate that a man had to get his life squeezed out of him for this to happen. But I do like the fact that they made the move. I mean, to me, it is a token hire. But what we've seen is when you put black people in a position, I don't care if it's a token hire or not, like they can get the job done. Also, you can't lose. Like, how can you do worse than what the team was already doing? I mean, it's a win-win. You know what I'm saying? Like the team got to win about 6-7 games, and no more leaks, no more conspiracies, and you'll be fine. But I'm on the fence about this one. It's bittersweet to me.
I mean, but what is this? Okay, I get the job title, but what is he gonna do when it comes to with the Washington? Like, what is his like? What does the job title bring?
What he's mainly gonna do, what he's mainly gonna be going after, is the stadium. That's gonna be number one. He's gonna be going after that stadium. He's gonna try to secure it in DC now that we got the name change going. Number two, ticket sales, fan experience, all the business side, all the non-football side of it. He's gonna be in charge of. He's very, very big on inclusion and bringing in the fans. So I think this whole experience is gonna be very different. But Bryce, I'm gonna let you jump in because I got some shots to go back at T. A little cynical on my squad.
Oh yeah, bro. Scorned. See, it's only the guys that are from the DC area that are the most scorned by the Redskins. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel like they should have been able to do something about it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing to do, T. Sorry, man. We are what we are, but we moving past this. We moving forward. And that's the thing I think, before we start calling things token hires and stuff like that, you gotta recognize that we're moving past an old culture, an old era. Now, maybe the black president is a token hire, right? But does that mean Julie Donaldson as the head of our communications and media was a token hire too? She's now the only female vice president, or I'm sorry, only female executive in the NFL, right? So these are major things. And not to mention, before all this went down, we hired the first black female assistant coach. Was that token? Because that happened before all this went down. See, what people don't realize is we've been turning this new leaf, but if you're not really dialed into the team, it's going to all feel like it is all out of nowhere. It's all token. But it's not. It's not, because me and Rome, we dialed in. We know what's going on, man. Hey,
what type of propaganda is this?
I got a cape for my squad, man. You know I wasn't gonna come over here and be like, "Oh yeah, you guys are right." Nah, man. We've been trying to change the culture. We've been trying to change the narrative, but it takes time. It takes a lot of time. First black female assistant coach. That should tell you something.
Jennifer King, historic.
Yeah, that's historic, and that's before all this other stuff happened. So, let's just recognize. Let's just recognize we're trying to change this culture, man.
She's still with the team.
Yeah, and she's on the squad right now. And to piggyback off Bryce, before this even started, January, hired Ron Rivera, Hispanic head coach. One of two? Is there another minority coach right now? I think it's like 2 or 3 other minority coaches right now. So Washington, in all honesty, right now is the most diverse team in the NFL by far. Like Bryce just said, we got Julie Donaldson, woman executive. Jennifer King, first black female coach. We just got the black president. I mean, come on now. Like you can be cynical and you can say that these are token hires considering all the stuff all the stuff that's going around the team with the sexual allegations, the racist name and all that. You could say it's real easy to sit and be cynical and say, same old Washington and they're just doing this for show. But if not now, then when? If we're not going to turn a new leaf, or if we're going to turn a new leaf, why not now? You know what I mean? Like it has to start somewhere. So I get it. And I'll even say this, because I'm going to even take the conversation a little deeper in a second. I'll even say this. Dan Snyder has to stay out the way. All these hires are great, but historically, Dan Snyder tends to still find a way to insert himself. If Dan Snyder can stay out of the way, all these hires are going to be just as great as they are on their face value.
Bro, you know who you guys sound like and look like? The Knicks. If James Dolan stay out the way, yo.
Remember last time? Nah, man, I'm not taking those Knicks comparisons. We're nothing like the Knicks, bro. We're nothing.
No. Y'all had like a private island where y'all with your cheerleader. If I'm not mistaken, the reports alleged reports.
Okay.
I want to say
all those executives are gone. All those people are gone.
Yeah, and Geraldo. That was the Redskins that did that. We the Washington football team. That was the Redskins, bro.
Oh my God.
We're the Washington football team now.
There are 12 women suing the Washington football team that would say that.
Excuse me. It was 13, and they were suing the Redskins. All right. I suing the Washington football team.
Oh my gosh.
All those lawsuits is on the old name.
These guys.
Go ahead.
Nah, bro. These guys are a joke, man. Like, making some splash hires is no different than what they've done when they made the splash signings every summer, winning the offseason. It's the same. It's in the same vein. Like, your fans are happy. Are you two fans? Are you two happy? Yes. Will we see the results? I'm going to bet no.
Okay. Well, time out. What results should we see from these hires, though? Because these aren't necessarily on the field hires. My man Jason Wright has nothing to do with what's going to happen on the field. So if we come out here and we're 2-14 and we get a new stadium in DC and it's the most lit stadium in all the NFL, that's still a dub. That's still a dub on Jason's side.
Currently, FedEx Field is one of the worst football experiences you can have.
Which is why he's getting us a new one, bro.
Right.
That's why it's happening.
If the new one is as bad as the old one, we know he didn't get the job done. And
but see, that's that cynicism. See, it's just everything Washington does is going to turn out bad.
What I'm going on? Why are we betting against the streak?
ALC, you gotta give him the benefit of the doubt when it comes to new stadium, bro. You can't fuck that up.
What are you talking about? Why are we giving them the bet?
Look at the Raiders' new stadium. Like, you can't.
What has this franchise done to deserve the benefit of any doubt? Can you
make all the right hires?
I get the benefit of the doubt, man. But what you got to all I'm asking is, you know what? To guys like you, the Redskins can never do anything right. You know what I'm saying? No matter who they hire, it's just, they just hired them for that. They hired them for this. So I get it. And if that's how you view the franchise, I can understand why someone would view it like that, especially someone that's from the DC area that probably wanted to once upon a time root for the Redskins, but couldn't bring themselves to it because they weren't winning the way they wanted to see. I get it. I think you're scoring, bro. A little bit, bro.
So before
team now, man. Come on, man. We got
before we switch to the next little topic real quick, I want to bring up something real quick. All right, so obviously T, a lot of people agree with T, right? It's not like T coming out of left field. A lot of people feel this way about the Washington team, and it has in large part to do with Daniel Snyder. And I was talking to someone the other day because the minority owners are trying to get Snyder to sell the team still. So he brought up to me, a friend of mine brought up, what if he sold the team to Jay-Z? Now, we know that Jay-Z has had some connections in the NFL. He's talking to Goodell. He's interested in buying the team. Now, he wouldn't have to buy the whole team. You know, he just needs to get a stake in it. Now, T, would that be another token hire if Daniel Snyder sells the team to Jay-Z? Is that some more tokenism, or is that a possibility to see some real change, the first black owner?
Well, one thing we know already, Jay-Z broke up the dynasty. All right. You know what I'm saying? So it's another bad move to me.
Oh, bro, what do they need to do, bro? What do they need to do?
I mean, I think everyone agrees to get rid of Snyder, right? But at the same time, you have to make the progress in these little steps, and you have to just let people like me be cynics. And you have to show me, you know what I'm saying? You can't talk me, you can't hire me into believing you. You have to show me day by day, week by week, brick by brick. You know what I'm saying? You have to rebuild that foundation that you destroyed in my childhood.
So
that's fair.
Hey,
that's fair. I'll take
that. Bring that up. But hey, so when they start to rebuild that foundation by bringing in a new president, hiring a new head coach, and things like that, those don't count, right?
No, because that's those are a few bricks. That's not the entire building. I need everybody to be on the same accord. You look at the Patriots. I mean, even if they have a Aaron Hernandez there, they figure out a way to make it work. The Redskins have no ability to make anything work right now. And I get that they're trying, and I'll give them credit for trying, I guess. I mean,
all right, that's all I wanted.
I guess.
So look, T, to me, it sounds like you're not going to be able to judge anything that the Redskins have done until about 2 seasons from now.
Yeah, I can't judge it in real time. It has to have already happened for me to say, I see what you did there.
No, I get that, and I respect that. And I also feel like that same kind of thought process should be taken to all teams, whether your track record is good or not. Because I mean, that's kind of the track record. That's kind of the thought process I take when I see a hire. I try not to judge it on his face. You know what I'm saying? Like I heard somebody talking about the Cowboys getting Mike McCarthy, and is that a huge upgrade? It's like, I don't know, because all I know is that Mike McCarthy won a Super Bowl 7 years ago. I can't call what he's going to be for this team. I got to see it. So I do respect that. I definitely respect that, man. You got to see it. Results are the ultimate deciding factor.
I mean, I look at it like this. The Redskins have created so much ill will, akin to a Trump. What would Trump, like, how much would Trump have to do for you to say, all right, this guy, I like this guy now. You know what I'm saying?
No, bro. We got to stop now, bro. We got to, I can't let you compare my squad to Trump, bro. We're not doing that. No, we aren't that bad. We aren't that far gone, bro. Nah.
I don't agree with that.
Oh my gosh.
There is no redemption for that man. That man that you just brought up, it ain't no redemption, bro. We gonna get redemption.
Okay.
And on top of that, man, I think that the Redskins, don't get me wrong, we've been bad, but people talk about the Redskins like we've been the worst team in the league. We haven't. We've actually been, there's probably 5, 6, 7 teams over the past 20 years that have been worse than the Redskins. So a lot of teams got this process messed up, man, and they ain't easy to win in the NFL. Even teams that do win is a flash in the pan. A team might go to the Super Bowl and then they out of it for 6 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough.
You know what? You're right, because the Dolphins have been worse than the Redskins, right?
Dolphins, the Lions, the Jets.
But you know what? You don't find a smiling, happy-go-lucky Dolphins fan. You see a bunch of these Redskin fans.
You don't live in Miami. You don't live in Miami, man.
I've been to Miami. I've been to Miami. You know what I'm
saying? You live here, so you don't feel these fans. You don't feel my optimism. You don't feel this optimism, man.
Got a top 5 worst fan base too. Like,
come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Top 5 worst?
Easily.
We the most loyal.
What is fan short for?
Fanatic.
Exactly. We are that definition.
Nah,
We beat that to a T. We beat that to a T, bro. To a T.
it might be short for fentanyl because y'all on drugs.
All right, man. Let's hop off my squad, man. We taking too much heat, man. This is supposed to be a positive. Shout out to Jason Wright, man. We all excited for the first black president in the NFL. That's a big deal, no matter how you slice it. But let's keep it pushing, fellas. Let's keep it pushing. Dez Bryant, man. He's trying to make a return, man. He's trying to make a comeback. I believe he had to work out with the Ravens this week. So, fellas, Dez Bryant, man. What shot are y'all giving him to catch on with a team this season?
0.
0. I agree with you completely, man. Dez is done. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. He's coming off that Achilles injury, and he ain't played in the NFL for 3 years. So I'm right there with you. 0.
If Jason Witten got a job as the slowest tight end in the world last year, I mean, Dez Bryant could probably get a job doing something. Shit, Antonio Brown still hasn't got picked up yet, and we know he's gonna be sitting out for half of the season, right? So until AB gets picked up, I don't see Dez Bryant getting picked up.
I'm not gonna give him low. I'm not gonna give him a 0%. Anything can happen. We just saw Gronk come back, but I'm definitely gonna give Dez Bryant under 50. I'll go for the 25%, only because I think this COVID has kind of changed things. Where at least you know what you're getting with a Dez Bryant, and I think if the Ravens are missing anything, it's a red zone threat on the outside. And I mean, they have a bunch of tight ends, but they don't have a guy that can line up outside and catch the fade or run that slant and box a guy out. I think it's a perfect fit. I don't know if that quarterback can get him the ball, but I like that landing spot if they give him a fair shake. I'm pretty sure he's in good shape. He doesn't have to do much. They run the ball 95% of the game like Little League. So I think it makes sense.
Yeah, you brought up a good point with the COVID, because I think the rosters are going to be a little bit deeper. So he probably does have a stronger chance of making it this season than another season. But Bryce, what you think about Dez, man?
I don't know, man. T told me he don't got a guy that give him the ball. That same guy led the league in touchdowns last season. So I don't know about all that. But I will say, man, Dez Bryant looked to be semi-washed the last time we saw him, but I don't think the chemistry was necessarily right with the quarterback, which was Dak Prescott at the time. That's one guy, man, as a Redskins fan, you know, we don't usually like any Cowboys, but I always did like Dez Bryant's game, mainly because he played with that fire, man. Something about guys that play with that fire I respect. And I think if Dez Bryant is what he says he is now, and that is a guy that only cares about winning, is over the me stage, this could work. And maybe it takes having to sit out and no team wanting you for you to realize that it's all about winning. It's all about W's. Let's not forget. I mean, he hasn't had any super outlandish incidents like Antonio Brown. You know what I'm saying? He's not. You know, don't get me wrong. AB is my guy, but we haven't seen him in that light. You know what I mean? All we've seen from Dez really is a guy that really, really wants to be successful. Now, if he can parlay that self-wanting success into team-wanting success, hey, man, the Ravens could be the perfect fit. And I could see him being the perfect red zone threat for a guy like Lamar Jackson, who already thrives in the red zone. It'd almost be like having another Mark Andrews out there.
Hey, well, one thing is definitely for sure, man. Dez has definitely been working hard. I don't know if y'all follow him on Twitter or IG or social media at all, but he's definitely been putting in the work. So, I mean, best of luck to him. I don't give him the best shot of making it, but definitely best of luck, because he's definitely been putting in the work. But let's keep talking about these Cowboys, man. They had a pretty huge and significant injury to Gerald McCoy, who I believe tore his quad, and then subsequently got released after that. I think they still paid him. I think it was like a waiver for injury kind of thing. So what are your thoughts on that, man? Bryce, I'm gonna start with you. Gerald McCoy hurt and then cut. Is that fair or foul?
Man, it's hard to call if it's fair or foul. He got his check, so I guess I gotta say fair. He signed the deal. But man, the first thing I can't stop thinking about is quad, bro. Like, what would that feel like to tear a quad, man? That's a real pivotal muscle. You use the quad without even thinking about it. It's like, man, that I know that had to hurt. That's all I could think, man. That had to hurt.
Yeah, I saw the video, man. He fell right over, bro. It looked like he was in some serious pain. T, man, is that fair or foul, man? My man tears his whole quad, and then there's like, here's your money, bye.
I mean, look, it's the NFL, man. Your best ability is availability. I'll say it till you know what I'm saying. As long as there's football, but I think the Cowboys kind of took a hit there, but they still have a tough defensive line. But I was anxious to see with Everson Griffin on one side, DeMarcus Lawrence on the other side, next to Dontari Poe. They brought my man Alden Smith back. Randy Gregory's back. They got the guys hopped up on the drugs coming on the outside too. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Nah, on a serious note, that's a big injury, but I do think it's fair. Gotta let him go, man. If he can't play, why you taking up cap space?
Yeah, that's the game. AG, man, fair or foul?
Fair, man. This is the name of the NFL, right? It's business, right? It's like T said, availability is the best ability in the NFL right now, right? Especially with COVID. It's just like you really can't have a roster spot for someone that you know is not coming back, right? And on top of that, Corey is like past his prime. My man's like what, 10 years in the league already?
Yeah.
And it was just like,
Hey, so
yeah.
I'm gonna go a little different, man. I think it's a little foul, and I'm gonna tell you why. Mostly for what G just said, because I think they really only cut him because of his age. A lot of the times you can just put a guy on IR, that frees up a roster spot. You paid him anyway. So what that tells me is they were all in for him on this season, and they're trying to make a serious playoff push. They don't really see him as a future piece.
Yeah,
But in the same token, it is fair because, like y'all said, it's a business. That's how the NFL goes. You got to know that going into it.
I mean, that quad is going to be tougher to rehab than an ACL. I mean, that's a pivotal, really substantial muscle, and to rupture it, like, I mean, he's done. I don't think he'll play football again, to be honest with you.
Hey, that was actually going to be my next question. Do y'all think he's done? T, you said he's done. Bryce, you see McCoy playing another down?
I don't know, man. It's tough to call that. You know, you never know with this new age medicine if a guy will be able to bounce back. I mean, I definitely hope the best for him, though. I do hope the best for him. He's been a dog his whole career. You know what I mean? Like straight dog, certified. So I hope the best for him, man. But like T just said, man, it's a quad. I've never even pulled my quad. I played sports my whole life. I done pulled hammies. I done hurt calves. I've never once hurt my quad. Like, I don't even know how that would feel, and I don't even want to know. So, hey, best wishes to him, man, for sure.
Hey, G, man, you think that's his final down? I mean, we live in a world where even Alex Smith came back. So you think that's it for McCoy?
Well, is Alex Smith really back though? Are you guys y'all gonna let him play?
He's back. He's out there at training camp. He had the shoulder pads on today.
You're lying. For what team?
Yeah, he running 7-on-7 with the threes.
For what team?
The Washington football team. He out there with them pads, bro.
Oh my God! What is you guys? What is your guys' fantasy with like quarterbacks with bad legs? Like you had him, RG3. You ain't learned from RG3. What is going on?
Hey, but I got a question for you guys, man, because this kind of just making me think about something. Like, what if this wasn't a quad and they you know, he still got cut? What if his injury was COVID? What happens when a guy gets COVID and they got to be quarantined for 2 weeks and the team looks at him like, we need this roster spot, or there's no need of us paying you. Like, I don't know, man. Is there any language written into this season to protect these guys? If someone else, I can see Bill Belichick doing it ASAP. You got COVID, cut it.
That's a good point, man. I'm gonna have to look into that one. I have to figure that one out, man.
Belichick gonna say he was irresponsible to the team.
Right? I mean, look, I've wanted to cut a guy for dropping a pass. So if I'll cut you for raising your temperature.
Oh my God. Nah, really though. It's like you come in with a 99, bro. You got to go. You got to go.
Imagine giving Tom Brady corona. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to go, bro.
You got to go.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, man, that 2-week quarantine for a lot of these players that aren't like guaranteed a spot. Like if you get it during camp, you basically are cut. You just cut yourself. You're not earning a spot.
That's an eighth of the season once the regular season starts. You miss 2 weeks. You miss week 1 and 2. Like you really hurt us. You really hurt us with that. So I don't know. I can see you getting to that, man. I hope it doesn't, because I want everybody to get their chicken. But I don't know, man. I can see it happening.
They're gonna have to take T's